There's a shift that happens in people and it almost never gets named. At some point, many people stop treating their internal sense of knowing as primary. External agreement starts to feel safer than internal clarity. Not louder, not more convincing, safer. So decisions start moving through a different filter. Before acting, people start to scan who else believes this? Who will approve? Who will push back? How will I be exposed if I'm wrong? And over time, something subtle changes. Their inner voice stops feeling like direction and starts to feel like risk. You can still be thoughtful, be intelligent, you can still function at a high level, and still feel like you need external confirmation before you trust what you already sense. This shift is happening at scale. The combination of technological overload and social polarization has changed how people relate to their own perception. Algorithms predict preference. Feeds predict belief. Tribal environments predict what is acceptable to say out loud. When those signals are constant, the brain adapts. External feedback starts to feel like survival data. When external feedback feels more like survival data, internal clarity starts to feel negotiable. And this is where many people begin to lose contact with their own inner voice, their sense of self-trust. It doesn't weaken, they lose contact with it. Losing trust in yourself is rarely dramatic. It's trained, reinforced in small moments. You get rewarded for agreeing quickly. You get protected when you align fast. You avoid exposure when you wait for consensus. Over time, consensus starts to feel like safety, and safety starts replacing truth as the decision filter. This is where anxiety, fear, and intuition start getting confused, because they can feel similar at first. All three can activate the body. All three can create a sense of urgency. They all feel very important, but they behave differently over time. Anxiety escalates. Fear warns. Truth steadies. Anxiety gets louder when you slow down, and truth gets clearer. If you live inside constant stimulation, constant opinion, constant input, you can lose contact with that steady signal entirely. I've lived inside that kind of noise. There have been seasons where I could see clearly for everyone else around me. Strategy made sense, patterns made sense, people made sense. But my own internal direction felt blurred. It was like I was hearing 10 different radio stations all at once. You're not hearing nothing. You're hearing too much. This is where many capable people live. Functional, reliable, productive, and internally disconnected from their own sense of knowing. Polarization deepens this. When environments become tribal, truth becomes social. When truth becomes social, people start outsourcing discernment, not to wisdom, to belonging. If the group agrees, it feels safer to move. If the tribe validates, it feels safer to believe. But consensus is agreement. Truth is alignment. When that distinction gets lost, decision-making changes. People stop asking, is this true? And start asking, is this safe to believe? Safe to say? Safe to choose? This creates a quiet crisis of confidence, not loud insecurity, quiet hesitation. And it's why optionality can become addictive. If every door stays open, your voice never gets tested. If you never commit, you never risk being wrong. But you also never rebuild trust with yourself. Discernment doesn't grow in speed, it grows in safety. Your nervous system has to experience enough steadiness to distinguish signal from noise again. There's a reason wisdom traditions consistently describe guidance as quiet rather than dramatic. In 1 Kings 19:12, God is not described as speaking through the wind, the earthquake, or the fire, but through what is translated as a still small voice, a gentle whisper. The detail matters. The loud events were real, they were powerful, impossible to ignore, and they were not where direction came from. The guidance came through something steady enough to be missed by anyone who's only listening for intensity. Most modern environments train us to trust intensity, urgency, volume, consensus, reaction. But discernment rarely arrives that way. If your life is filled with constant signal competition, you don't lose access to truth because it disappears. You lose access because you stop recognizing the form that it usually takes. Reorientation is not about becoming more confident. It's about becoming more honest. Honest about what feels forced, what feels performative, what feels misaligned, even if it looks successful. You have not lost yourself. You've lost uninterrupted access to yourself. And access can be rebuilt, not through more information, not through more optimization, through enough internal and external quiet for your signal to come back online. Because it's still there, under the pressure, under the conditioning, under the noise. And maybe the work right now is not to decide faster. Maybe the work is to slow down enough to notice, where am I reacting? And where am I actually deciding?